Okay, just grab everyone side control, please. The theory behind it is no matter what side control Emma has, 9 out of 10 times she's trying to pin my back to the gun and control my hips. So I want to make sure my frame system's in. This is the biggest thing right now is my frame system I want to in. Particularly, it sounds really weird, but I can have this elbow up as long as it's got this frame in. Because if she goes to go to the Kimura, I can push her away and start to get the space to be able to re-attack and things like that as well. I will cover that a little bit of detail, but not tonight. So my frame system's in. Ideally, I want to get my right elbow down or the wedge that's between us. But a lot of times that she's got her hips in the way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to create space by siding my bottom on the ground to the left and to the right, but I'm not turning my hips. So it's kind of like a vibration kind of thing. So I'm trying to go get my frame inside to be able to move. The part that I see people have issues with is that they start going like and they dip the hip. And once my hip goes this side and she puts pressure behind me, I can't roll back to the opposite side again. I kind of get caught what I call offside. So it's really important that from here I kind of plant my feet. The feet need to be in, not long, because I can't really move my hips, so they need to be in. What I'm doing is not pushing, not pushing, not pushing, push. So it's about the fourth one. So don't get greedy and start pushing straight away, because I'll explain this. If I'm pushing her and I'm pinned to the ground, I find this really hard to move, which is one of the faults that I see people say. They go, I'm in side control, I put my frames in, and then they try and move, but because I'm holding her and she's leaning forward, technically her weight's on me, so I find it really hard to move. So I'm kind of doing the opposite. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to hold you. Right. Just start this little motion going. You're going to find it really easy to start to get that little perpetual motion going up. You're not always going to get the roll out, but you're going to separate her elbow from her body. Oh, miles off camera. So if I put my frames on her and she leans forward, the weight's on me. And if I try and move, even if I move, I can never push away. So I keep my frames on the inside. So even if she leans on me now, like I've got the ability to actually start to use that. We'll kind of cover that in a second as well. So keep the monkey behind the glass, not grabbing, away, smashing, away, smashing, away. Use the space to sit up. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So on your own size, guys. We'll put the time on for 2. Amazon side control again, please. As I've mentioned to you, like if I'm here and I try and push into my partner and my partner frames into me and I'm here, this makes it exceedingly hard for me to start to move my hips because the weight's on me. So instead, what I kind of do is I'll do it like a pelvic thrust and I'll try and take my partner's weight over me, but I don't hold them. Once again, we're trying to get out of the habit of grabbing. So here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go pelvic thrust, and what I'm doing is I'll put a weight into my elbows to spin, to rescue, and again. So from here, it's kind of almost like a push-pull factor. So like I'm here, and if I start to roll my hips, she goes, I've got to hold out and down, like that. I go pelvic thrust. So what I mean by pelvic thrust is I try to use my hips to throw Emma over me, but if I put my hands higher than my elbow, she's going to impact on my hands first. So I try and keep my hands nice and low, so she kind of rolls over, and I use that mechanic to push away. My bottom elbows is always in, my top elbow is always high. This gives me plenty of opportunities to swing or down the hook, to push, to rescue guard, or more importantly, to back out, to be able to come up to my seated guard and to my knees. And again, lucky you're my wife, that would have been awkward. Okay, so again, whether it's me trying to push or the instant that I start to move my hips and she goes, I've got to shut him down, like that. Yep, make sure your elbow's higher. You have this option to start to get submissions and things like that as well. Most importantly, the submission's not as the go-to submissions, like a result of getting the space and moving. The one other detail, I'll just carry this on. So pelvic thrust. So all I'm doing is I'm bringing her weight onto my chest and more importantly my forearms from here. Anytime that my hand goes higher, I roll her backwards and she's going to bring her weight back onto me. So it's very important that from here is I bring my elbow down. So she's over me, and I have the opportunity to underhook, I have the opportunity to rest guard whatever I want, but your hand must be lower than your elbow. Okay, 1, 2, 3, go. Try that guys, so pelvic thrust. So the third one that we're working on today, it's the fun one, it goes against the grain. It's not difficult to do, it's the timing needs to be right. So the technique isn't necessarily a really hard technique to pull off, but you've got to have the timing right. And what you're doing is you're kind of future reading, and I'll explain it to you as we go through, but if you're having trouble with it, it's normally your timing is the issue, it's not your technique. I'll explain. Okay, so Emma's onto her back. So at the control. One of the things that I want to do is I want to make sure my partner can't turn towards me. The easiest way to do that for me is to pick up this arm. But if Emma's right elbow is dug into the floor, I can't simply pick it up. So what you're going to find is that they're going to go backstroke, create space, and they're going to try and pick the arm up. So just finger grip and try and pick the arm up. Once the arm's up, I try and slide my leg through. So now she can't turn back towards me, which makes it easier for me to start to attack her. So the frame system on the inside is really important. The downfall about that is I have to create space to be able to pull the arm up. So if Emma kind of goes on, keep my right elbow buried in as far as I possibly can, and she knows that I'm going to move. So what she's waiting for is this. As soon as she sees that, she knows that I'm moving backwards. So as soon as I go, yoink, I pick up the arm, she slides her hip underneath me, and now pushes. So I've kind of get rolled over nice and easy. The part that I see people do is they're so used to hip escaping away from everyone that when it comes to move under them, they face the wrong way. So as I'm picking it up, you want to slide your hip that way, but you want to turn the face that way. What I see when is they throw the hips under, but they keep turning, and the frame system's the wrong way. So this is the part that takes a little bit of getting used to. So as I back step and I pick up the arm, what you're doing is, as I pick up the arm, you slide under. So see how she's on the side, so there's like a valley, like a dip that you're throwing me over. Stiff arm from here. Now you push me down towards your legs. If you get stuck, your hip escape away, you drop me in the valley, and you've got the ability to come up nice and tight. And again. I'm going to put these on so it's like too quiet. It's like,
way too quiet now.
I can actually hear Tyrone, that's how quiet it is. So, and it's not this, it's that, because that's creating the space. Does that make sense? Because here, if I'm not picking up, she slides underneath, there's no space to slide underneath me because I haven't created an opportunity. So back step, sliding hips under, turn the face, stiff arm, hip escape again, boom, come up on top. Is everyone okay to practice that? Okay, grab a new partner please guys, 1, 2, 3. You want an anchorage point, and what I find by grabbing the gi kind of moves a little bit, so the gi is not the best anchorage point to do this. However, if you can't get hold of anything else, it'll suffice. If you've got to grab the gi, you're better off grabbing it up higher so there's less play. If you're grabbing it down lower, there's a lot more play. I would prefer the armpit. It's not always, you don't always get the armpit. So from here, if you think about this way, I go back step and I come here. So you yeah. So that's when you should be looking at. So now, as I'm raising my hip, you actually raise me even higher and throw the shoulder over. And now hip escape again to come on top. So what I'm seeing is, and this kind of goes to the very start of the class, which is don't grab. I don't want you guys holding the gi. Technically if you're holding them onto you, but we're trying to create space. So even on the pelvic thrust, we're still not grabbing, we're putting them onto here. So this is more like, we're not grabbing, not holding, not holding, not holding, not holding, armpit. Hip escape, boom, over, and on top. The second part. If you're throwing me across the body, that's from an post. You're throwing me down here so that you can move your hips out. Does that kind of make sense? So, so from here is grab it, sorry, create space, raise it, here. So if you throw me across here, I want to step and I have opportunities to armbar you. Straight arms and armbar. But if you throw me here, even if I step over, it's kind of like I don't ever get the quite to roll my hips to consolidate the armbar. Okay, so two things. Anchorage, point underneath the armpit and throw them down towards your hips. 1, 2, 3. Go again. Thank you. This technique, it's kind of more as last resort. Not that it is last resort, but it's dealing with, I haven't addressed a few of the issues and I've been caught kind of like behind the 8 ball. So Amazon site. And one of the things I want to do is I want to make sure that they don't get head control like the crossface. It's really important. But what I find people do is they go, as ever goes straight my head, they go, ha, she slides the leg underneath, and I'm like, man, I'm stuck. So this is one of the things that we don't actually want. We don't use this hand to block the crossface. So we want to use this hand to block the crossface. Sounds really weird. But anytime that my elbow comes off the ground, and I can slide underneath it, and now I can't turn that way. I'm dealing with that. So I'm here, and Emma's trying to get the head control, so I'm doing the pillow position. And my arms across and here. As Emma tries to grab, she works out that I've got a good frame, so she'll retract her arm, go backwards. My right leg extends, and my right elbow comes in, and I roll down, grab the leg, come up to get to the top position. So again, it's not a complicated move, but the part that everyone makes a mistake is they try to block out on this side. And once that arm's turned over, I can only roll that way. So for me, what I like to do is I like to open up and I'm on this side, so I'm kind of denying it here. So I keep my legs straight so that I'm a cylinder and I roll. If my leg's bent, my knee's going to hit the ground and I can't roll. So it goes straight from here. Drive in, I try to come round. So whether it's on the back of the knee or the hip, it doesn't make a difference. I need my elbow on the ground as a post. Switch my base and come up. One more time. Right elbow down and left hand protection. I can pillow as well if I want to, but it's not going to really do much as far as my turn. So my right leg kicks and I'm trying to turn my toes towards the ground and I'll throw my hip side. So Emma might even go wicked. I've got the cross face. Catch with the cross face. So I'm here like, I'm going to go right. She's striking me that way, so I'm just going to walk my legs that way. So instead of fighting it, we're walking our legs backwards to counteract her pressure, and you're going to get a nice top easy. Don't pop your head, because if you get your head caught between the legs, it's that head scissors, a reverse triangle and things like that as well. It's a shit position to deal with. You know, like that. Oh my God, you know, who's been stuck there in jiu-jitsu? Caught there in the naked world. It's freaking horrible, man. Like, you're just holding my head, man. You're not even doing anything. Annoying. I didn't expect the black belt to do that. Okay, so once again, just very quickly, I know you want shoes. Okay, so from here, I'm talking to my nemesis.
You can give him that title.
Okay, so elbow in, turn, small hip escape. Framing. Here, keep my right leg backwards. From there, she cross faces. Come back legs. Walk my leg backwards, come up, grab, control. 1, 2, 3.